loves, welcome back to a new video. My name is Yoselin. If you are not already subscribed, subscribe please and support the channel. But today's video is going to be a updated makeup routine. I have not done one of these since Vlogmas. My makeup routine has changed technique wise. Product wise has pretty much stayed the same, but all the products will be listed in the description in order that I apply them. And we're just gonna start off with moisturizer and prep. So my skin is already moisturized. I used the La Roche-Posay moisturizer triple repair. It's one of my favorites. And now we're just gonna go in with the Cetaphil sunscreen because always keep your skin protected. Also, I did get my braces off. If you guys have not seen the week in my life, I vlogged that entire week and I got my braces off, so go watch that video if you guys have not already. We're gonna go ahead and prime. I use two primers. They're both from E.L.F, the poreless putty primer and the E.L.F gripping primer. These together are my favorite combo. I love to do a pore filling primer as my base layer and then go with the gripping primer on top. So that way my pores are filled and my base is sticky, so all my makeup has something to stick to. That's personally what works for me. If that doesn't work for you, then I recommend just a putty primer. We're just gonna blend that in everywhere, including under my eyes. Even though I don't wear foundation, I'm not putting makeup everywhere necessarily. I still want to prime my face and make sure that no makeup seeps into my pores as deep. Next, we're going to go in with the gripping primer. This is my second bottle of this stuff because I loved it so much. Now we're going to do my eyebrows. I always do my eyebrows first because I feel like that's what really sets the tone for my makeup. So I always use the MAC Fix Plus and spray into my pomade just so it's a little moistened up. I'll take an angle brush. This one's from Profusion. I'll just dip it in and then I'll scrape the sides like that to make it flat. And starting with the right brow, we're just going to align the bottom like so. And then we're going to align the tail of my brow like so, and then we're just gonna fill it in very lightly, not too heavy because we don't want it to look like 2016 block brows. But since my eyebrow hairs are pretty light, we don't want to make it to the point where it looks like I don't have any product on. So that is literally perfect. This is the before, this is the after, and we're just gonna do the exact same thing onto the other eye. Those are my brows all done. Now we're gonna line the top and bottom. I use two different concealers for this. I use a lighter one for the bottom and the darker one for the top. We're going to go in with the bottom one. I use two different kinds of brushes. The black one is what I apply it with and the orange one is what I blend out with. I'll take whatever is on this part of the concealer and just line the bottom very slowly so it's a close edge. And then just blend that out. And then do the exact same thing onto the other side. Now that we blended out our concealer with a brush, we're going to go ahead and blend it out a little bit more with a beauty sponge. This is already pre-damped. You just run it under cold water and then you squeeze out the excess water and that's pretty much it. But I'm going to blend out just a little bit. That way it looks a little bit more seamless. Even though it's makeup, it's not going to look seamless, but okay. Now that we concealed the bottom, we're going to go ahead and do the top. We're going to go ahead with that darker concealer. But you're going to line the top very, very carefully. And just go all the way down to the tail. And that's what it should look like. Obviously, all our brow shapes are different, so don't expect your brows to look exactly like mine. Just because you follow this tutorial to the exact T. That's just unrealistic. Now that that side is blended out, we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Also, this makeup only takes like 10 minutes. But since I'm explaining everything, it's going to take a little bit longer just for today. But it normally takes 10 to 15 minutes tops. Once that is blended out, we're going to blend out with the sponge a little bit more. Now that my concealer is all blended out, we're going to go ahead and gel back my brows. Nothing too crazy, not soap brows, just kind of keep them in place just a little bit. And just like that, we're done with our brows. Okay, now we're going to move on to the cream face products. First thing we're going to do is use this darker concealer. And we're just going to put some on the back of my hand, about that much. And then we're going to take this brush, hold on. We're going to take this blush brush from E.L.F. and we're just going to dip it into our hand like so. So the product is on there, and we're going to start with my forehead and just blend out like normal and just repeat that cycle. And then for cheekbones, just a little bit goes a long way, because we are going to set these products with powder, but right now we're just focusing on the cream products. Okay, and then just a little bit on my nose, just the tiniest bit, and then all over my jawline. And that's how our little patch should be looking like. Now we are going to do cream blush, using the exact same style of brush, but a different one because I do have two. We're going to go ahead and just stipple this on, just rub off the excess because this is really pigmented, and just blend it out. I do circular motions. You can pat, you can do whatever your heart desires. What I've noticed is that it looks a little bit more natural. It doesn't look as patchy. So I highly recommend that tip. And as you can see, my bronzer and my blush are blending beautifully together. So I love it. Wipe the excess off and then just go at it. I always bring it up to this area. I never have it on just my cheeks because I like to make my face look long and contoured and chiseled out. So that's what helps me achieve that look. So we're just blending this out. We're going to put the tiniest bit on my nose, but the bottom part of it. And then a little bit on my chin. And then my forehead, just a little bit. Now we're going to go back to that lighter concealer and put some under my under eyes. I just put one dot here, one dot on the outside, inner, and then outside. That's literally all I do. As that sits to marinate, I guess, we're going to get our powder ready. We're just going to set our face with this, set our under eye concealer with it, and such. So that is ready. And just to let it sit a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and set our bronzer. We're going to go ahead and set our bronzer with this big brush. No idea where it's from, probably from Amazon. But we're just going to set it where I applied bronzer. So that would be my forehead, my cheekbones, my jawline, and a little bit on my nose. I just want to look chiseled out and a little bronze. And then that's it for bronzer. And now going back to our concealer, we're going to go ahead and blend that out. So I'm going to come in a little bit close. Hello. I'm going to start with the inner corner. You want to be looking up, but also I kind of angle myself like this, so I'm kind of looking up. We're just going to blend it out with small little tippy taps. I like to focus in on the inside and then I'll work my way out. I mostly put concealer on the outside to give the effect of a lifted eye, a little cat eye effect. And we'll just blend this out. And make sure it's blended into my blush so it doesn't look like two separate things. It kind of looks like it's kind of like meant to be there in a sense. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and use this powder puff from Shein. Dip it into my powder like so. Put the excess and then just set my under eye. And we're also going to set my concealer around my brows. So that is one eye set, and then we're going to do the exact same process onto this side, but I'm going to time lapse that so you guys can see that a little bit faster, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see it in greater detail. Now that our concealer is all set, we're going to go ahead and move on to set our blush. I love to go with a pinky / a beige tone blush. Using her, I'll use one of these three shades, but most recently I've been mixing these two. So I'll just mix them together, mixing in the pink a little bit more. Tap off the excess powder and then just go in and just set it. And you can always build up the coverage. You don't always have to go so heavy-handed. and then obviously mix it with the other side. And then add a little pink on top, and then we're only gonna put pink on my nose to set the blush as well as my chin and my forehead. Now we're gonna go ahead and set the face with some setting spray. This is the one I've been using for literal years. And now we're gonna go ahead and do our mascara. I don't curl my lashes at all because I have the tendency to clamp them too hard, so I was losing lashes rather than getting that long curled effect. I was getting no hairs. So to combat that problem, I decided to stop curling my lashes as a whole, so I only put mascara on them. But I go upwards. I always start from the center. That is one eye all done. That is my mascara all done. For lips today, we are going in with this NYX lip liner. As a reminder, all products will be in the description in order. And then just blend it out just a little bit. And then you can do lipstick or chapstick. I'm gonna go ahead and do some lip gloss because I'm feeling the lip gloss vibe. Anyways, this is the hair and makeup all done. I hope you guys enjoyed this updated makeup tutorial. If you did, definitely give this video a like and subscribe. Binge watch all my beauty related videos. And don't forget to check out the last 2 uploads that have been a SJ vlog and a week in my life. Go watch them. I poured my heart and soul into them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I shall see you guys in the next one.